back to Make Your Mark TV. How y'all doing today? So today, I'm answering one of my NGL Anonymous questions off Instagram, and the question was, what were my true opinions on the football players at Golden State College when I was there? Honestly, it was like well, it depends. Actually, it depended on the player, to be honest. I'll put it that way. Back then, I mean, I was pretty much cool with all of them. Some of them did push my buttons a lot. Like jam that sucker in to the point where I think to the point where I almost want to take off on some of them. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not even going to lie. I mean, man, some of them I still talk to this very day, and I reach out, we talk every now and then. But yeah, a lot of them I really want to like swing on. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I'm not the only one who feels that though, because a lot of them were mad disrespectful, especially when people who work in the cafeteria, the gym, or the food court. Them football players were mad. A good 80%, 90% of them were mad disrespectful. Like you get socked upside your head, knock some sense in you. But other than that, I do have some little short stories to tell you. So let's call this first story "One Hit Wonders." So when I was working at the gym, this one little clique, I call it B2K Rejects, came marching up in here, yelling, talking about we the first football players of Golden State College. Hey, turn up. I'm like, dude, you better turn down. You better turn that down, man. No one is playing with you. Like, yeah, right. You will seem like the rest of us. I said that to them, but it was like they were being real rowdy. And it was early in the morning. It was like 9 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Y'all were being rowdy like this. Crazy. Just crazy. Anyway, fast forward, they were being disrespectful, calling me the N-word, yelling at me to give them the pool sticks in my end and all that junk. Got so bad to the point where they did say some inappropriate stuff to my coworker at the time. She was in high school. She was a dual enrollment student, and she felt uncomfortable and told our boss, who was also the head coach. They got suspended for about 3 weeks, I think. It was just them with the whole entire team. So I'm just like, okay, that's a start. And fast forward, I mean, this group was real bad. Like, it was real, like, they were real pieces of work, right? Anyway, fast forward to the end of the semester. Well, fast forward to the next semester for that. Found out that they got. Well, I heard different variations of the story. They got one kicked out, 2 kicked off the team, 3 failed classes, which I think is the real reason, or 4 they dropped out. So I'm just like, whatever. As long as they out of sight, out of mind, I'll be fine. See, this next story is let's see what's a good title for this one. I call this story "Can't Commit." So, at one point, the staff of the gym was short, right? So, our boss decided to hire some football players, Trey and Sean. Man, I tell you, that right there was like a whole entire episode of MTV Because it's like, mind you, do either A, they either shoulder blades, it's like, it's a lot, mind you. Here's the thing though, they didn't even work like full shit, like you know, we had like what, I think well, all of us were part-time because we all had like 30, I think either 30, 35 hours, like me I had like 30, 35 hours, sometimes overtime because these two athletes and also my other coworker like to call out, which more money in my pocket, cool, but still, chill part. Anyway, these football players didn't even do a full shift. They had like, what, 15, 20 hours total? And you complaining? Anyway, there was one time where all of us had to stay after work to clean the gym, right? Me, Stella, and Henry were all there. We were just missing them two, tackle fumblers. It's probably 30 minutes after closing. Boss walks in, asks where everybody else is at, and then honestly, I don't know. The boss called both of them. Both of them made an excuse. Oh, we got practice in the morning. I'm trying to get some sleep. I was like, oh, really? I was like, I was like, are you serious right now? We all agreed to this. He asked all of us. We all said yes. So don't be trying to like punk out now. Oh, a little spoiler alert. They didn't have practice. They didn't have practice because the dude went back to playing video games. As soon as we got back to that dorm at 11 o'clock, there was no practice because, mind you, I know there was no practice because I had the morning shift. The day after, 8 o'clock. I had to get up at 6. I knew he was lying because he was on the game with, my roommate, who's also my coworker. So I knew you were lying. So I'm just, but show up. I mean, shoot, the dude lied anyway. He's want to get back to playing the game. And I'm just like, y'all, here's the thing. Him and the rest of our little friends used to come after me about stuff like this. Talking about I was the immature one. You trying to lie your way out of doing work? What kind of tip are you setting for folks? Star athlete? But yeah, that's pretty much the top 2 stories that I have on them. Michael Vicks and Marcus Allens of the world. But in conclusion, like I said, a lot of them had some growing up. A lot of them had a lot of growing up to do. Some of them were really resourceful. I got my hair cut by some of them, and they had me feeling like had me feeling fresh to death. But yeah, I mean, currently I only really interact with like 3, 4 of them total out of like 50 players, and yeah, that should tell you a lot of how I feel about that whole entire team. Especially, I say this other